So the changes that happened to Border were actually not that big. They were quite small in detail. Security still plays out the same way, the 90 hallway break room still plays out the same way, with the exception of having the extended balcony out towards east stairs that oversees open area. East stairs itself remained the same, and office got expanded to be a bit bigger in terms of space. The reinforcements in the way that the map plays out is pretty much the same as before. Archive, similar story, there's a window, there's a door, that's about it. And the biggest change to the map was actually the vertical play that got changed from office into tellers. That is no longer existent, it's now all hard floor. There's still a hatch there, of course. And then armory got changed with some lockers changing and the angles slightly varying. But when you look at it, when you play it in practice, in my experience, the map plays out the exact same way as before. As a defender defending armory, you're going to be reinforcing both armory walls off. And now note that you can now bandit trick the walls without getting bamboozled by vertical play, because the wall on armory is now hard. It's not destructible below the reinforcements. This would make Mirror extremely frustrating to deal with, but with her being banned all the time, that doesn't really see any gameplay. So what people do now is they nade the door, they get the bandit battery, and they breach the wall, just like before. Once that wall is breached, well, you got a half wall and you got lockers and small blocks. Half wall gets cleared vertically from ventilation window from outside. Now you can't play half wall, and even if they didn't do any vertical play, once you're on a half wall and the breach is open, you can't really run away either, because you're staring at like 4 different angles all the way back from security holding your run back, right? You're very prone to nades, very prone to vertical play, and even with the addition of florries being added, you're now also vulnerable to explosive drones. Small box is tricky because if you reinforce the wall, it allows the attackers to just plant for free. However, if you keep it soft, it gives them so many deep angles halfway through the bomb site all the way into Archive's window. The same can be said if you go Archive's window itself, because if you go Archive's window, on the new balcony stairway that there is towards Archive's door, you actually get an angle all the way from outside Archives, through the door, through the soft wall, all the way in towards the gate, like the armory breach, between the breach and the half wall itself. You can cut the bomb site in half in 3 different ways. The 2 just mentioned, and when you take security and break room like every attacker does, you breach the 90 wall and you see all the way through beepers. So essentially, what you're doing is cutting the map in 3 links. And the defenders are now forced to either sit in corners or take really disadvantageous gunfights. Sound familiar? Well, it might, because that's what we did before the rework came out. If anything, I think Border is now even more attacker favorite than before. And that's not a bad thing. Coastline's attacker favorite, but Coastline also suffers very similar issues as the new Border rework in my opinion. So what I would say is that Border got a quality of life update. You know, certain angles got changed, there's now a staircase, but as I said, it plays out the same way. It's the same important positions, and it's the same difficult areas to defend that are now still difficult to defend. The flaws haven't really been fixed or touched upon, and to be completely honest, I think the Border rework might offer the least improvement, or at least the least amount of change from any rework we have seen before. If we were to look at the map like Clubhouse, that map got changed drastically with the rework. Not only did you combine the top floor of master bedroom and cache into one big area with a connector section between them, you changed the entire way of how the cache bomb site plays around with the outside window being removed, and you created new hard walls, new soft walls. At the same time, you kept expanding upon the basement with the introduction of impact trick in the kitchen hatch, and with jacuzzi coming out and being a very playable bomb site now, you could also impact trick the jacuzzi walls. Impact tricking as we know it actually came to be directly because of the Clubhouse rework and how that map was designed. Now, they later made some changes so that some of the impact tricks don't work anymore, but the essence still comes from there. Clubhouse rework introduced us to the art of impact tricking that we use in every single map now very, very, very often. And it's a big part of how we play the game now, and it's a big part of how we make strats as a competitors, as pro league players, etc. And it's a big strategical point to break as an attacker and to set up as a defender. Now, I don't think Border did a very good job at touching those topics. And that kind of brings me to my next topic. There is this person called Setman on Twitter. I believe it's a she, so I'm going to refer to it as a she. She makes concepts of map rework. She's done Bank, she's done Border, and I believe that she's just about to do Outback, or maybe she just posted Outback on her Twitter. My point is that she has actually shown a Border rework that was extremely similar to the one that Ubisoft ended up doing. Now, her video came out last year in November or December, I believe, and the Ubisoft rework happened, well, it came out in March of 2021. So is there a chance they might have looked at hers and kind of gotten ideas from it? It's possible. Or maybe they just had the exact same way of problem solving what they thought were the issues with Border. But one of the biggest things that she did that Ubisoft didn't do is how she chose to change how Armory interacts with security. And I believe that that change right there, while it may not solve every problem in the world, and while it might not even be a better solution, I think that's the right approach to reworks. To take the core of the same map, but change how it plays out. By connecting security with Armory, you're creating an entire new way of how people defend and attack that part of the map, and that's what rework should do. I think Cafe did a decent job introducing more bomb site viability and creating, you know, more space, arguably, for defenders. But ultimately, I think Cafe still has a lot of the same problems as it did previously before the rework, especially with the top 4 defense being extremely difficult to attack. It feels like when you play attack on Cafe that you're being choked out as an attacker because there's all these angles and obstacles and utility in your way. And as a defender on Border, that's as well how you feel, in my opinion, where there's all these obstacles in your way and you don't really have any tools in how to deal with them accordingly. So I'm not sure if there's much else to be said. I would love to hear what you guys think. As I said, it's early days. Maybe my opinion will change. I did play Border on the test server back when that was up, and I had pretty good impressions. And lo and behold, that my very first rank game when Crimson Heights came out was actually on Border. I finished when max OT 5-4. I believe we won it, but my experience on the map was extremely negative and I didn't have a very good time. It felt like the same as before. But I've said enough. Let me know what you guys think, and if anyone has any concepts or ideas, or maybe even if you sketch something out, please send them. Link them down below. DM me on Twitter or Discord. I would love to see if anyone has any ideas as to why you think Border might not be great, or maybe if you know how we could make it better. Thank you for watching. See you guys next time.
Do we have a CC cam still?
Ping him.
Ping him.
Can you ping the door?
Yep, door is here.
I don't have a flank cam.
Oh, I can bridge from below. It's
Oh yeah, you can't do vertical, yeah.
It's concrete now.
If you can get the shield go, I can get the bandage shard.
In CC now, in CC now.
Can you mark the shield?
Pengu,
One
be
sec.
careful, CC.
Yeah, 1 sec. There, Koga.
I got it.
One guy
Got me,
CC,
Lucy.
careful.
Do you have a drone?
Can you
I don't have
drone
a drone.
Armory? No, okay.
I don't have one.
Nick, do you have an extra drone?
I don't know if I have.
I think you can
one.
breach now, Kiss, and I can just walk in and shoot him.
Okay. I can't breach, but I will try.
He's hard left.
Close to start, I'm dead. One guy far away, vented.
Behind the bomb, next to the bomb, next to the bomb.
I can drone him, 1 sec.
Do
He's
you
gonna
have
run
the
away.
blind
Nice.
eyes? Oh, flank them.
One sandwich.
I'm coming for your ass! Let's go.
Half full and next to the bomb.
Wait, I can drone the half wall guy, just hold.
Half full is fall office.
Dead.
That's one office.
Let's go half wall. He's gonna explode.
He's dead.
Just run. Oh, let's go, boys!
Or eliminated.
Woo! Yeet!